I'm really keen to know a little more about the disempowered masculine and feminine. This has brought up loads for me. Okay, I'm gonna top line talk about this. I think what I'm going to share with you will be enough for now. It's a lot to receive. This is the work that my Daring and Mighty Love program goes into uber deep, right? This is the stuff that we really pick apart. But it's such an excellent question, because the aim of the game, right, is we all want to have a fantastic relationship with our empowered feminine energy and our empowered masculine energy. And we want to be living so consciously that we have this beautiful dance between our empowered masculine and our empowered feminine. And what that means is, so the role of the feminine is to receive, the role of the masculine is to give and do. So even physically, when a man and a woman come together, the man gives, the woman receives. It's even, physically represented. In the energy flow of the masculine and feminine, when they dance together and they're trusting each other and they feel safe together and they're supporting each other and they're in flow, when they're in flow, the feminine is receiving her intuitive guidance. She's feeling the guidance of her soul. She's aligned with source energy, God, the universe. She's intuitively guided. She's creative. She's collaborative. She's all the things. She receives her guidance. She knows what feels good for her. She knows what she needs. She knows who she is. She knows how she desires to show up in the world. She knows who she desires to hang out with, spend time with, work with, how she's meant to contribute to society. Her wisdom is powerful. She knows who she is, she feels safe in who she is, and she trusts who she is. She's guided by her heart and her soul. She is totally at home in her body. She's healed in her body. She's strong. She's powerful. Can you feel that? Can you feel how powerful the empowered feminine is? She knows it and she values it. She receives her inspired guidance. She taps into her desires and she's like, right, I know what I want next. I know what I'm ready to receive next. So this is going to sound a bit weird because it doesn't actually happen like this. But if I could give the empowered feminine and the empowered masculine voices, the empowered feminine would say to her empowered masculine, okay, I would like to receive this experience. And the masculine responds with, absolutely, it would be my pleasure to serve you. How can I help you in a way that feels really good for you? Right? So he's like, how do you need to feel while we bring this in? Well, I would like to call in this experience with joy and pleasure and fun and a little curiosity, like let's get playful with it. And he's like, yes, like your wish is my command, because he trusts her. The empowered masculine trusts the empowered feminine. He trusts that she knows herself, she knows what she wants, she knows what's right for them, and it is his pleasure and his joy and his honor to serve her. So he goes make shit happen. He makes it happen for her in a way that feels good for her, not to her detriment, not that she's exhausted and overloaded and overwhelmed. He serves her in a way that feels good for her. That in itself is a constant back and forward flow. He's like, I'm going to do this. And she's like, yeah, it would be good to do it in this way. That would feel good for me. And then we'll do a little bit of this work. And she's like, yeah, we'll take a 5-minute break. And then we'll do a bit of this work in this way. And she's like, it would feel good to reach out to that person first. Like it's a feeling into what next action would feel good for her, and he will make it happen. Can you feel that? And she trusts him. The empowered feminine trusts that her empowered masculine has her back, is totally in service of her, and she knows that he trusts her. So this beautiful, safe, trusting relationship between the two of them. And every time he serves her, because she's always in receiving mode, she says thank you. And then she asks for what she wants. He serves her. She says thank you. So the first step to receiving is asking. She asks for what she wants. Your wish is my command. Thank you. And that's the dynamic between the empowered masculine and feminine. And this is represented outside of us as well, right? So the masculine in the world is the man you're calling in. It's money. So when you're embodied with your masculine feminine energy as an empowered woman, not empowered feminine, as an empowered woman, your relationship to the masculine in the world becomes way healthier, because suddenly you're not the servant to money, you're not the servant to men, you're not submissive, you don't play small to those. You know what you're aligned with and what you're deserving of. So what most people have going on is there'll be some empowerment there, and there's a lot of disempowered toxic feminine behavior and beliefs going on, and there's a lot of toxic disempowered masculine beliefs and behaviors going on. And that's the stuff that we're working with. So when I'm talking about your healing journey, particularly in my world and the work I'm doing with women, we're healing the toxic feminine and the toxic masculine, the disempowered feminine, the disempowered masculine, which shows up in like multiple ways. But I'm going to give you some examples of what the disempowered feminine looks like and what the disempowered masculine looks like. And as I give you those examples, you'll start to see the toxic disempowered, well, there's no flow, there's just like fighting. There's like a fighting against the two energies, and it's internal, and you feel this battle of these two kind of out of control toxic energies that are totally not aligned and not in sync, which causes anxiety, which exhausts us, which brings us down, and we end up in depression, right? So here's some examples, see what you relate to, some examples of the disempowered feminine. She's walking on eggshells. I wrote a little list before I came on. She's walking on eggshells, she's people-pleasing, she's submissive, she puts herself last, she doesn't charge her worth, she's the servant to men, to money and other people's needs. She's living in survival mode, she doesn't listen to her desires, she doesn't trust herself, she doesn't value herself, she plays the victim, she disrespects and mistreats her body, she behaves like a bitch, she's a bit of a martyr, she doesn't trust the masculine to take care of her, so doesn't trust that men or money will take care of her either. Okay? You might have one or some or all of that going on, right? The disempowered masculine, the disempowered masculine looks like not trusting the feminine's need to stop, rest and be. She should always be being busy and doing and achieving. The disempowered masculine doesn't value, keyword, the feminine traits. If we stop, someone else will win or will not be able to say we've achieved anything today, right? We won't come out on top if we dare to stop. We don't value stopping and being. Well, the disempowered masculine doesn't. The disempowered masculine has to figure everything out. He lives in the head to the point of mental exhaustion. He doesn't trust the intuition of the feminine and the guidance of the universe, life and God. It's like, I can't trust that pie in the sky nonsense. I need facts, figures, proof. I need spreadsheets. I need evidence. The disempowered masculine cannot fathom how the feminine works in the realms of magic and miracles. Because we do. That's where we're happiest. That's where really crazy, fun, awesome shit starts happening. Right? Something else was coming through then and I've just lost the thread, but it'll come back. The disempowered masculine works harder and faster to the detriment of your physical health and well-being and to the detriment of your emotional and mental health. Doesn't give a shit about how you feel. It will push and work and make happen and elbow other people out the way, and it doesn't care that you're in the heap on the floor. And if you've got a disempowered feminine going on, she's like so submissive, and she keeps trying, she keeps breathing, and she puts on she's people pleasing, she's smiling, she's keeping up appearances, pretending like everything's fine, and it is not fine. The disempowered masculine is controlling, not trusting. Yeah, the opposite of trusting. The disempowered masculine stops you from being able to feel, to be still, to surrender, and to connect with source energy. Yeah. The disempowered masculine, I remember now, does not trust the vast emotional range of the feminine. The feminine is so scary. The feminine emotions is so scary to the disempowered masculine. The empowered masculine, he's cool, he trusts it, he knows that she has her processes, and sometimes she's a beautiful, still, tranquil ocean like the Mediterranean when I used to work on the super yachts. And sometimes she is like storming, and she's the deepest, darkest, most threatening, storming ocean. And he's frightened of that. He's threatened by that. An empowered masculine isn't. He gets it. It's like, no, that's how she processes stuff. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's a lot. It's okay. You know? And the disempowered masculine is impatient, he's aggressive, he's rushing, and he's forceful. So the masculine and the feminine, they trust it. The empowered masculine and the empowered feminine, they trust each other. But the disempowered masculine and feminine, they don't. It's like a war inside, which is exhausting. So in my Daring and Mighty Love program, we do tons of work on this.